Hello everybody, welcome back to Aurora 4X. We are in our Earth Corporation campaign, and I am going to bring you guys a short update. In fact, something has happened to trigger me to stop playing, but for now, let me bring you up to speed. It is May of 2058, so about 8 in-game years have elapsed. And so let's go through the current state of affairs. So the population on Luna has ballooned to nearly 50 million. Just by being close to Earth, a lot of the civilian traffic that brings colonists just goes to Luna first. Now that does mean that we have a really nice amount of infrastructure being built up for future colonization, so that's nice. Mercury, meanwhile, is at 10 million and Mars is at 7 million. Now, we have, in addition to the original Gaia class terraforming base, we have built a second one, and it has recently arrived in orbit of Mars, and so now there's 80 effective terraformers there. And our initial efforts were on making a hydrosphere, which has happened. We now have over 20% of a hydrosphere, which is the minimum we need to have that component of the terraforming done. So now we need to add some oxygen and then get the temperature set. So let's switch that up. Get at least 0.1 atmospheres of oxygen, so that'll be the next priority. And I think the next thing, in terms, speaking of Mars, we completed the ground geological survey on Mars, and it was pretty amazing. So here's what we found. First of all, the duranium accessibility went from 0.4 to 0.9, and we found corundum at 1 accessibility. This is amazing, guys. This is unbelievably good. I mean, it's almost cheating good. But I also really like how it fits into our theme for this campaign, which is mine everything. And so this is going to allow us to set up Mars as a massive, like, a mining colony, but also a manufacturing colony, which produces more mines. And just on its own, it can just do a sort of infinite cycle like that, which is just really, really cool. So I really like that, really fits into our theme. We also did the ground geological survey of Titan, but we did not find anything beyond the original Mercassium that we had there. Okay, so that has happened. If we look at the ships that we have built up so far, we've... actually, I can finish moving some of these around. So we now have 6 tugs. We have 4 troop transports, and we've stopped building those. We've got a few more tankers here. One of my tankers is on a fuel run, so it's going to Uranus and picking up the fuel from that fuel harvesting base and dropping it off on Earth. We also have a mineral run, so this cargo ship is going out to the comet Ikea Zhang and picking up the minerals and bringing them back to Earth. And then we have all of these, we've just basically been building freighters. And the reason is as soon as we finished the terraforming of Mars, we're going to really want to ship all that infrastructure out to other planets, and we're going to want to do that pretty rapidly. And so you really want to build up a significant number of freighters. And also in the future, I mean, when you want to move mines and things like that, you just want to have a lot of freighters. Yeah, we have 4 active survey ships. Now, what I've actually done is, normally I go up to 8 or even 10 survey ships, but I'm going to kind of slow down the surveying and exploration, I think, in this game. To reinforce the idea that we're going to really develop everything as we go and not just probe very deep into the galaxy. So I've stopped production of survey ships at 4 total. I've also stopped tugs for now, and troop transports. We're continuing to build tankers, and of course freighters, which I just need to queue up right now. Right, so we have just queued up the rest of those freighters. Meanwhile, yes, we're up to 5 slipways in this shipyard, the one that makes the colony ships and the freighters, and that's enough for now. In terms of research, we recently got a logistics scientist, so I got them started on trans-Newtonian shuttles. We did get a bunch of CP research done, including the 10,000 research point construction and mining boosts, and a bit of wealth generation, stuff like that. And we got a little bit of sensors and fire control research done as well. Now, why don't I show you the galaxy map? We have surveyed a few systems, so let me show those to you. So there are 2 jump points only exiting the Sol system. To one side we have Yaga Minor, which is an empty system, just a binary. To the other side we have the Belasco system. Now it also has a few jump points leading out of it, but right now the surveyors there are doing the geological survey. Now, if we look here, the Belasco system is pretty interesting. It's pretty large. Let's go to Belasco. So, we've already done the geo survey. And as you can see here, we've got 2 jump points. Now, there's like many layers to the system. We have a very close-in asteroid belt. This is like Mercury type orbits here. As well as a few planets, and then this inner asteroid belt. Then we've got this medium asteroid belt, sort of in the Mars range. Then we've got another planet here, and now we've got another asteroid belt. This is more like in the beyond Neptune range. This is like Kuiper belt. And then we've got more planets, more asteroids. This is in the 100 billion kilometer range. And then we've even got planets all the way out to like, 1,000 billion kilometers, right? Trillions of kilometers out. So a really large system. Now, in terms of, usable and surveyable things, I mean, we'll survey the inner planets, obviously, and there's potential here. But obviously, we're not going to go out and survey things at 1 trillion kilometers. Pretty much ever, I don't think. Anyway, so that's the Belasco system, so that's pretty interesting. And then if we go beyond Yaga Minor, over here to the right, we have the Akiba system. The Akiba system is a quaternary, but these other planets don't really have much. So Akiba B orbits A at about 20 billion kilometers, which is reachable. C and D they orbit B and A respectively, but they don't have any other bodies around them. But Akiba A has this super Jovian, which has a bunch of moons, and all of this is in a pretty good temperature zone, so there's a lot of potential here for colonization. Unfortunately, a lot of these bodies are really small, and so the gravity is a bit low. Still, there's a moon here and a dwarf planet that might be terraformable, so we'll have to see eventually if we want to do that. Also coming out of Yaga Minor, we have Uvina 2. Now, Uvina 2 is a pretty empty system except for some comets, but even the comets aren't very remarkable. We did some mineral surveys, and there's only single mineral types on each one, so pretty forgettable system as well. Then there's the Asolian system, which we just got into, and in the Asolian system we have, so it is a binary. There's a gas giant here, and then there are 3 planets here. Now, interestingly, this planet here has oxygen and nitrogen. Now, it's a little bit low for us, but theoretically, this could support life. And in fact, there is a pretty extensive hydrosphere, and it's a swamp. The temperature range is, possible. And so our ship, as it entered, was on orders to do a geological survey. It headed into Asolian B, the gas giant, and here is what happened. If we go here to Asolian, you will see that the Intrepid 2 makes its way to Asolian B1. This is the gas giant, and we have detected thermal contacts with an unknown alien species. So if we look here, these are the messages. We have the Asolians, which is what we're going to call them for now, and they've got we've detected a number of ship classes according to their thermal signatures. This is why you want passive thermals and passive EMs on your ships. And unfortunately, these look like missiles to me, so I think we're about to lose this ship. And so let's actually just move forward in time and see what actually happens here. Yeah. Now, those missiles were anti-missile missiles, based on the fact that they were doing 1 damage per hit. But yeah, we have encountered our first aliens, and they have decided to shoot us down. It looks like we've assigned them these robot bodies and these this flag and this ship, which, okay. And the theme are the Russian destroyers from Asolians. Okay, I guess that's what we're going to go for. So we don't know much about them. We know they're in the Asolian system. We have seen a number of their ships. And we know they have anti-missile missiles. And so what this means is that right now, thematically, we thought we were alone, as far as we knew, but we have discovered that there are aliens cohabiting the galaxy with us, and they're pretty close. Now, that being said, they're kind of also pretty far, so they're about 13 billion kilometers away and through 2 empty systems. So this is both good and bad. It means logistically it's going to be hard to set up a staging base if we wanted to conduct offensive operations. It means that we're going to want to, as part of our military designs, have ships that have at least 15 billion kilometers range, in order, because conceivably we could set up a refueling base here in Uvina, but we need to be able to at least make it there in one shot. So that does impose some constraints on us. What it also means is we need to rethink our current priorities. So we're going to finish this orbital mining platform, the second one that I had queued up. It's almost done. But afterwards, we need to start building our military capacity. So we're going to queue up a bunch of military shipyard complexes. It also means that in terms of research, we need to scrap all this, cancel all these projects, and start something else. So we definitely need sensors, and I think we're also going to need some kind of weapon systems as well as some propulsion. So we've got a lot of things we need to get started on. But sensors is definitely a good place to start, and we have a scientist that can do that. So we need fire controls and range and speed rating, because we're going to need, I think, to come up with a point defense system in the short term. So let's do that right away. So let's queue that up. So we'll do beam fire control, speed, and range. Now, I think I'm going to stick to what kind of weapon systems do we want to use? There's a lot of options. We could go... So there's a lot of things we could do. In terms of point defense, we could do just Gauss turrets. We could do railguns on small, fast ships, which I like, but fast ships are going to be tricky because fast ships, there's a trade-off between speed and fuel efficiency. And so I think that's not going to be a great choice for us right now. We might want to look at energy weapons. Lasers make okay point defense guns, and then you can also use them offensively, so that could be a thing. I'd like to, as part of my doctrine in this game, incorporate some microwave guns to disable their targeting systems. So that might be a thing. I'm going to put a bit of thought into it, but I'm leaning more towards a combination of lasers and microwaves. That could be a good starting point. And then we'll see what else we throw into the mix, perhaps missile weapons. We'll have to see. But anyways, that's going to be the starting point right now. So we need to do a hard bit of ticking towards military systems, getting our military infrastructure up and going. And so that is going to be that for now. So that's the update that I have for you. I'll catch up with you guys in a bit when perhaps we have the beginnings of a navy going. So I'll catch you guys then. Take care.